Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Alex Palace. It is the William Hill World Darts Championship. We are gearing up for night 3 of action here at Ali Pali in the biggest tournament in the sport. Plenty of fans. I'm not sure what they are. They look like dwarves, maybe Darren Webster fans, I don't know. There's some very, very weird outfits. We might even be joined by a two-time world match play winner, Rod Harrington, but he's a very important man and he may not be here. We shall see. But we have got some incredible action. Seen 4 games this afternoon, 4 games this evening. We have to talk about last night first. Rob Cross, the world #2, a genuine contender for this title, the European champion, the world match play champion, and the winner of this 2 years ago, dumped out in straight sets by Kim Huybrechts. Hello, Jamie Banks. Look at this. Rob Cross was nowhere near his best. He wasn't even near mediocre level, and Kim Huybrechts has taken advantage. That's a genuine contender for the title who's out.
Tricky one, because with Rob, he didn't turn up, did he, Dan? Let's be honest, the way he can play. But for Kim, I spoke to him immediately after that game, and he said, I can't believe I've just won that. That was a little bit of a worry to me, actually, because I thought you've got to believe you can go forward and through the tournament. So a tough one, but Rob will be looking at that thinking, what have I done there?
Well, that was a big shock, but it was overshadowed by what happened just before it. Raymond van Barneveld, the 5-time world champion. There's a man wearing a Barney shirt just there. Unfortunately, Barney won't be wearing his in professional darts anymore. That is it for Barney, beaten by Big Daddy Darren Young. Barney played well, but that's sport. That's what happens.
Let's start by giving credit to Darren Young, who played as well as he needed to. And the one good thing he did was he didn't let any of the goodbye Barney stuff affect him. He did everything, he played his own game, but we saw from Barney afterwards, he was very emotional, and we can all accept that. He's put a couple of messages out on social media since, proper messages to say thank you to his fans, thank you for everything. It's a sad way for him to go out, but what a career, and yeah, a real legend of the sport.
Yeah, look, incredible career, and I think there's several thousand of these orange Barney 180 cards going cheap if anybody's interested. Speak to Jamie, he'll sort it out. That was last night. This afternoon, we've seen some very impressive stuff as well. Kyle Anderson, the Australian, 2 sets down to the Chinese qualifier, Zhao Chen Zong, and turns it around. He looked like he was going to burst into tears at one point on stage, Kyle Anderson. That took guts.
Yeah, for sure. And we know Kyle's had a few troubles with his health and other things as well. He's a long way from home, and he does mention that in his interviews. It's very difficult for him. But to show a bit of grit there when things were going very wrong. But let's just say as well, for 2 sets, how good was Zong?
Absolutely, absolutely. The international qualifiers are doing themselves more than justice. Nitin Kumar this afternoon was one. We'll get to him in a moment, because it was Kieran Tian playing on his debut at the William Hill World Championship. Irish darts is fantastic at the minute. We've got Kieran Tian winning this in straight sets against Ross Smith, who beat MVG a couple of months ago. We've got them making the World Cup final. We've got Brendan Dolan back winning things. This lad can play.
I think we've got 4 Irish players playing tomorrow as well.
Yeah,
so it shows just how good it is getting. I'll be honest, I did not expect that at all. Because Ross Smith is a very good player. He has played well, and you said there that he put in a really good performance to beat Michael van Gogh earlier in the year. Look, Ross doesn't do it consistently enough to be challenging consistently, but wow, I was impressed.
Well, one Irish youth who played really well, one experienced Northern Irishman who played really well in the next game as well. Nitin Kumar, 91 average, 67% on doubles, doesn't even win a set against Brendan, whose shirt was horrendous, but his darts were actually really good.
That was... do you know what? That is the worst shirt I've seen so far. Of my whole time working for the BBC.
It is up there, but Brendan Dolan is through. Gary Anderson, he could cause him problems.
He could cause him problems, and Gary will look in that and thinking that's not a pushover by no sense of the imagination. A word for Nitin as well. Again, someone who's been beaten 3-0, but didn't play as if they've been beaten 3-0. Again, it shows these qualifiers are improving. They're getting better and better, and it won't be long before some of the top guys are being toppled by the qualifiers.
Okay, so a win for an Australian, a win for an Irishman, a win for a Northern Irishman, and then Lithuania's #1 does it again.
He can play, this boy.
Look, Ian White came here last year, 99 average, lost to Devon Peterson his first game. He had to do better. He did. He averaged 100, and he's gone out 3-1 to Darius there.
Right, I'm going to ask you a question this time instead. You're a man who is a big fan of Ian White, as we all are.
The biggest.
How much is that going to affect him? 2 years in a row at the biggest tournament going?
Absolutely nothing. He'll just bounce back. He'll carry on doing what he's been doing all the way through the year. He will get here next year, and it won't happen again, I think, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, that's what's happened already today. Let's see what we've got. Do you want to see? I'll try if I can do this.
Go on.
Tonight. Oh, hang on. Hang on. I'll warm it up. Right. 1, 2, 3. Bang. There it is. There it is. Right, Aaron Monk, former World Youth Champion versus Jose Justicia, another international qualifier from Spain. Danny Baggish, the North American champion, against Andy Bolton. Yes, you know the chant. Well done. Mikuru Suzuki, the Japanese ladies world champ, looking to become the first woman to win a game on the William Hill World Championship stage against James Richardson. And then Luke Woodhouse, so impressive in beating Paul Lim, up against last year's beaten finalist Michael Smith. I don't care what Jamie thinks about these games, but I do care what TalkSport pundit and commentator Chris Mason thinks about these games. Let's hear from him. Get off.
Both, you never know. It's a bit of a coin flip match for me. You never know which version of both is going to turn up. I'm just siding with Aaron Monk at the moment. I like Baggish. We've seen him in the World Series events. He won the North American qualifier. Nice action. Hit some big averages on the CDC tour over in America. Andy Bolton, loads of experience. Baggish making his debut. I like Baggish. I like him a lot, but I think the fact that he's not played you before will play its part. I'm going Andy Bolton 3-2 in a real tight one. You never know with Richardson. He's one of those, doesn't have a B game, but if he turns up with his A game, he is a tough player for anybody, never mind Suzuki. Suzuki's going to be absolutely adored by this crowd tonight. It's game of the night for me. I think it's fascinating. So many different scenarios could play out in this one. I think Richardson, I think she's going to have some success. If she starts early, I think she wins. I think she gets set at some point, but I'm going Richardson 3-1. Yeah, making his debut, Woodhouse looked really comfortable. We've seen him this year. He's made great strides in his game. Michael Smith, though, he's just a different animal. Got a great route, potentially, to maybe reach the final again. But again, he's one of these players that he's got to be in the mood. And he's got a lead. I think he's a great bully. I don't think he's a great chaser. I think Woodhouse is going to take a couple of sets off him. And I think if he takes a couple of sets early and he's not the one chasing the game, I think he might nick it. But seed, I think I've got to go with Michael Smith. Like I say, last year's finalist, great memories on this stage. But it's going to be tight. I'm going to go 3-2 Michael Smith.
There we go, Chris Mason. You can hear him on TalkSport, live commentary on TalkSport 2 all the way through the William Hill World Championship. We've got rid of Jamie Banks because he was rubbish, and we've replaced him with a two-time World Match Play winner and the closest thing darts has ever had to a sex symbol, the Prince of Style, Rod Harrington. Thank you very much, Rod. Rod, the games tonight, let's see if we can get the predictions up on the screen. Can we do that? We'll have a go. But look, the opening game is Aaron Monk against Jose Justicia. Now, Aaron hasn't played at this tournament for 5 years. First time in half a decade he's qualified. I don't think he wins it. Mace reckons he does. You've got the deciding vote.
Really? Yeah, I've got Aaron Monk winning it. I mean, a few years ago, he was brilliant. Won the World Youth Championship, and from then we thought he was going to push on. He's had a couple of upsets, couple of years, but he looks good now. He's very confident, and I think he's going to get into it. Because he's played up there before and played on the PDC circuit for a good number of years, I've got Aaron winning it.
Rod, I love you. You're special to me. Take 2 steps back so everybody can see that. Beautiful. Next game, Danny Baggish. You were out in Vegas. You had a lovely time. But it was a lovely time watching him play darts because he's got talent, hasn't he? Can he beat Andy Bolton, who's a very experienced campaigner?
Yeah, he certainly can. I mean, Andy Bolton is one of what I call the old-time dart players. He's played on the BDO county circuit for many years. He's played on our circuit for 2 or 3 years. He's a real good, solid player. It's going to be a tight game. the actual, if you're looking for a bet, over 16.5 legs in this match with William Hill is a very good bet because I don't think this is going to be a quick game. But you know what? After watching Baggish, I'm going with Baggish.
He's going with Baggish. Look, pay attention to this mug. He knows his odds. He knows his tipping. Right. Do we see a history made? James Richardson, Mikuru Suzuki.
This is going to be a tough game for James. I mean, no offence to the ladies, every time you play a lady, you crap yourself. And that's what James will do. If he could have the form that he beat Barney on this stage in the first round a few years ago, 3-0, and he's put in some great performances now and again, but then he goes missing, James. But I think he's just going to have enough to get over the line. But we could see a close game. So I am going to go with Richardson, but I'm not 100% confident on that one.
Well, look, both Mace and myself reckon Mikuru gets sets, but maybe James Richardson has just got enough. Now, last one, the number 4 seed, last year's finalist. We've already seen the world number 9, the world number 2 go out. Can Michael Smith avoid an upset? Because Luke Woodhouse was so good against Paul Lim.
Well, the one thing about this game is all about scoring power, and Michael Smith is up there with the top 5 in the world. Now, he's a sloppy player, he gets a sloppy head on, and he'll just throw stupid darts at times. But I think he will still get over the line tonight, because Luke's going to have to put up with 140s and 180s fired at him, and I think that may get at him. I see Smith going through, but I tell you what, if Woodhouse wins that first set, that's going to be pressure. So Michael's going to have to get out of the gate, but I do have Michael winning it. That scoring power that he, Gary Anderson, Michael van Gerwen, they possess, they're tough players to beat.
Well, look, that's your action for tonight. Aaron Monk versus Jose Justicia, Andy Bolton, Danny Baggish, James Richardson, Mikuru Suzuki. You guys could see history made here. It could be the first woman ever to win at the William Hill World Darts Championship. And then the final game, Michael Smith up against a very impressive man from the West Midlands on his debut here in Luke Woodhouse. You weren't here for the top of the show, Rod. Barney was the big story last night. Just a very quick word on how important he has been. It wasn't the ending he wanted, but he has been massive for this sport, hasn't he?
He's been huge. He's such a larger-than-life character. He's a very emotional person. We've seen that backstage so many times. I think anybody that's played any sport at any level can understand the way he felt last night. I don't think he should have said that he was going to retire, I don't know, 6-7 months ago. I think he should have just gone, right, now I'm going to retire and end up. But Barney's still going to be about, the people will be able to still see him in exhibitions and what have you. He'll get over this. You know, we've all had to get over it, and when you end up being crap, you have to pack up.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Rod Harrington, you've got an incredible night of darts coming up, including Michael Smith, the world number 4, and Mikuru Suzuki, the ladies' world champion. But just a quick word from us to say thank you, Raymond van Barneveld. Barney, dankjewel.
He's won tournaments around the globe. He's the 4-time BDO world champion, and yesterday, Raymond van Barneveld rocked the sport to its foundations, making the biggest decision of his career, joining Phil Taylor and the other big names of darts in the PDC.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you give a very special welcome all the way from Den Haag in the Holland. He is the 4-time champion of the world.
You have to believe in yourself. You have to be focused. If you're not, well, they destroy you.
Rising up, back on the street, did my time, took my chances, went the distance, now I'm back on my feet, just a man and his will to survive. Sometimes it seems it happens so fast, you change your passion for the glory, but don't give up on the dreams of the past. You must fight to keep them alive.
That marks the end of an era. Raymond van Barneveld, the icon the legend, the 5 times champion of the world, waves farewell to the Alexandra Palace. The end of a wonderful, wonderful, glittering career.
Raymond will require 141.
Treble 19, double 12 for a $9. Double 12 for a fantastic $9.